Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing this makeup look that I think is perfect for Thanksgiving. It's definitely more of a warm, coppery, red-brown smoky eye. So if you want to see how to get this look, then just keep it watching. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is prime our eyes. And I picked up a brand new paint pot, so I'm bringing back my soft ochre. I'm just applying a light layer of that all over. I just decided to pick another one of these up because it's just such an OG product and I feel like I always go back to it, and I just love the color of soft ochre because it kind of brightens the lid and it's a little bit more yellow tone, so it doesn't look as pinky on the lid as some other primers can do. And I'm just blending that in with my Zoeva 142 brush. For the eyeshadows, I'm going to take a break from my Natasha Denona because I feel like that's all I've been using, but I'm going to take my Tarte Maneater palette. This is the first version. And here is what that looks like. I'm going to take the shade Desire with a Sigma E35 brush, and I'm going to start blending that into the crease. This is a very warm, sort of yellowy mustard shade. I'm going to take this pretty high. I'm going all the way to that inner corner, as well as bringing it out towards the tail of the brow. Go in with a little bit more just to re-intensify it right at that crease area. And then feather out. Now I'm going to take the shade Passion with an E42 brush. I'm going to do a little bit of a halo eye. So I'm going to put this on that inner corner, keeping it a little bit lower down towards the lid. And then once the product is mostly off my brush, then I'll start bringing it upwards just slightly. Do the same thing on the outer corner, kind of wiggling it on the lid until most of that product's off, and then I'll start to bring it up slightly. Okay, now I'm just going in with some more product to intensify that. I'm going to bring that up into the crease. Okay, I just wiped that brush off, and now I'm going to use that to blend that up into the crease and lightly diffuse it. Now I'm going to take that same brush and that shade Alluring, which is a little bit darker. You can see the two kind of side by side. It's a little bit darker, a little bit more red. And we are going to kind of repeat that process. I'm just not going to take this color up as high into the crease. So again, I'm using that E42 brush. I'm really kind of getting that into this socket down here. My neighbors are putting a new roof on their house, so if you hear that, that is what that is. And then I'm doing that same thing on the outer corner. Again, keeping it down into the lid. Patting to disperse the color, and then I'm going to start wiggling to blend it out. So I just wiped off my brush, and now we're going to diffuse up into the crease just to kind of fade those edges out. And right here as well. And now to smoke it out the rest of the way, I'm going to take Animal Instinct, which is the black, and a Sigma E30 brush, which is just a little pencil brush. You can definitely stop at the browns if you would like, but I do want to smoke it a little bit, so I'm going to put this black closest to my lash line, so it's not going to be as high up as that other color. I'm just doing a tiny little bit. I'm not even going to dip my brush back into the black. I'm just going to use what's already on it. Do that same thing on the outer corner, keeping it more close to that lash line. So you can just see it's just making a little bit more smoky, a little bit more sultry. And it's going to contrast the gold we use in the center really well too. Here's how that's looking. I absolutely love this. You could easily just do like a matte in the center, but we are going to do a gold. First, I'm going to take the shade Heated with a Sigma E54 brush. This color is going to be the most coppery. I'm going to press that on the center where we left everything bare. So I'm pressing right in the center, and then again, when most of the product is off my brush, I will start to feather outwards. You just want to be careful not to fling the shimmer onto the mattes. That way we keep that sort of halo illusion. I'm just really pressing. Now with a Zoeva 240 in the shade Sundown, this one is definitely more gold versus that copper shade beside it. I'm going to take this and I'm going to look directly into my mirror, and I'm going to do this right down the center because I want to get the very center of this to kind of create that illusion. And then just kind of pat along that line to diffuse it out. I'm just going in with a little bit more. Right where that eye kind of catches the light. Apply and then pat to blend. So you see the effect that it kind of gave? I love that. Okay, here's what that's looking like. I'm going to go ahead and do my concealer so we can do the lower lash line. Okay, so concealer's on. Now I'm going to do a warm brown in my waterline. And for that, you guys know I'm going to take Coast to Reach by MAC. Okay, so now that the liner's in there, I'm going to take that E57 and the shade Desire, which was that yellowy shade. And I'm going to put that on that inner corner and outer corner. Just kind of pressing. I want to keep this a little bit more controlled, which is why I'm using a flat brush versus a shading brush. I'm going to make sure to connect it on this outer corner right here. Now with an E20 brush, also by Sigma, I'm going to take that shade Passion, and we're doing that same thing. I'm going to put that on the outer corner and then on that inner corner. And take this a little bit lower. I'm just really pressing. And then now with that same brush in Alluring, which was that darker, more red tone brown, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to keep it a little bit higher up, closer to that lash line area. Again, we're leaving the middle of this bear. Making sure to get that inner corner really well. Now with that E42 that I just wiped off, I'm going to diffuse the edges of that just to make sure it's nice and seamless. So I still want to do that black on the bottom, so I'm taking an E15. I'm going to be very careful to stamp it along the lash line, just like we did on top where it's closer to the lashes. I'm going to stamp it and then stamp it. I don't want to fling this black everywhere, which is why I'm doing those pressing motions. And then very lightly with that E42 brush again that is clean, I'm going to diffuse it. So now for the center of the lower lash line, I'm just going to use my finger. I just find that it works the best. I'm just taking that copper shade Heated just to really press that in. You just get the most pigmentation that way. And then with that Zoeva brush and Sundown, I'm going to do the same thing. Put that directly in the middle of that to add a little bit more dimension. This is optional, but I've been going in with a face powder. This is the Kosas one. And a Sigma E25 brush. I'm just going along the edges of everything just to make sure it's nice and diffused into my skin tone. It basically creates like a transition color with just using a powder. Okay, so here's how the eyeshadow is looking. I do want a nice bright inner corner. I like to use my face highlighters for that. So I'm going to take the new Anastasia Glow Seeker. And with a Morphe E19, I'm going to put that on that inner corner. This still kind of has that golden hue to it, so it'll tie in the eye look. Just going to diffuse that out. I like a pretty bright inner corner. Here's the eye look. I'm going to pop off camera and do some mascara and lashes, and I will come back and show you the completed look. Okay, so I just popped on some lashes, and here is what that is looking like. I absolutely love this look. I think it's perfect for Thanksgiving if you're wanting to go a little bit more bold, a little bit more of a smoky eye. So yeah, I hope you guys like it, and let me know what type of videos you want to see next, but I will see you in my next one.